playlists, whatever, especially soft ASMR, Samantha or Sam. She did these videos a lot on your channel, and I always wanted to watch it because I found it interesting to see. And so I wrote down a little list of things. Just very old school on this sheet of paper on my notebook. And these are 27 things I learned in 27 years of being on this earth, being alive. You know, when I sat down to think about what kind of things came up my mind that I learned, I could have written down, so many more, probably hundreds of things, because, when you get older and you're in your like mid-20s or so, just approaching your 30s actually already. It's kind of scary, but at the same time, you will recognize how much you've learned while being, alive, while being on this earth. And there are tons and tons of things that came up my mind, but I just tried to focus on the ones that just came up my mind in the first place. And I want to share them with you, so it's gonna be mainly me whispering in your ears. Hopefully it's going to be relaxing for you and somewhat interesting as well. I do have to say a little disclaimer before we start, because I just want to make sure you guys know that all of these things I can only speak from myself. So I've learned these things for myself in my life. They all have got a meaning to me, and I've learned it like through the years. And yeah, they like I said, they mean something to me, but they do not have to be the same for you. Obviously, all of these things, it's like not that I want to teach you how to live or whatever. It's just something that I recognized for myself. I think that should be clear, but I just wanted to do this quick disclaimer so you guys know, this does not have to be the same for you guys or anybody out there. So yeah, it's just about me and my life, and I wanted to share something personal with you for my birthday, and hopefully you will find this relaxing and enjoy listening to me. So like I said, it's mainly gonna be whispering, maybe just some, I don't know, nail tapping, finger flutters, or tapping on this. We'll see. But I would say, without any further ado, let's jump into this video. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm just going to read them to you guys one by one. And starting off with the first thing, number 1, is change equals pain. Change equals pain. But it pays off. It pays off. So that was what I found out. Change can mean pain. A lot of times it can be painful, it can be hard, but most of the time it will bring you a good outcome and yeah, bring you forward in your life. Alright, second thing that I learned, number two, is, and that is something I really am still working on, but it is okay to said, it's really hard for me. I also shared this shortly in one of my videos with, where I talked about my goals for 2025. And I want to cherish it a little bit more, being alone, me time and all of that. Making a good time out of that. But I was always having a hard time being alone by myself, and yeah, it's a process. But it is definitely okay, and I don't have to be afraid of that. Alright, number three would be this is also a good one. Getting up half an hour earlier is a true blessing. Yes, I love this one. I have not been able to manage this, to put this into my routine, my daily routine, because I have a hard time getting up early in the morning, as most of you guys will probably do as well. But for myself, I discovered this is so great for getting stuff done, getting some me time in, spending half an hour just for myself, doing sports, getting up to move, I don't know what. And I really want to go back to that and incorporate it more into my life. We will see how that goes, but trust me, getting up half an hour earlier for some things that you want to get done, it's a lifesaver. The fourth thing, number four, is it is okay to say no. N-O, no. Or nein in German. Nein. I want to say nein more often because I had to figure it is definitely okay to not always say yes to things, but you have to try and let yourself do that. You have to try and give yourself the permission to do so. And as I got older, it got easier. It's not very easy for me because I would consider myself to be a people pleaser, and I would always try to make everyone happy and do what I can to help people out and all of that. But sometimes you just have to know your own boundaries and set them and let other people know that you cannot do anything. You're also only human and you have the right to say no. Period. Okay. Number five is about friendships, and it is true friendships are very important, and you have to value them and take care of them. Yes, for sure. This is a very important one. I told you also in my goals video, I want to get better with, reaching out to friends, doing more with them. And being halfway into January, I am proud of myself for actually being behind on that goal and definitely trying to reach out more, being staying in contact and all of that. And I also noticed how it helps myself. It makes me feel so good being in touch with my friends and yeah, not being behind on anything. And you just really have to make a move, I think, sometimes, and show people that you love them and you value them. So yeah, that is what I thought about that. I also made some mistakes in the past regarding friendships and being there for people that I love, and I just want to be a better person with that. So okay, the sixth point. So I have to number six. show them how much I love them. I want to be like, you know, a good daughter, good granddaughter, I don't know what, and just be here and spend time with them as much as I can. So, because I really want to give something back, and I like spending time with them, but sometimes life gets in the way, and you cannot really, you know, you're a little behind on that as well. But friends and family, it's kind of equally for me. I want to be better with that. I'm really trying to, this year especially. Alright, then we move on with point number 8. 8, 8, 8. And that is, do not take everything and anything personal. It's not always about you. And I don't mean this in a rude way, saying you're not important or I don't know what. I rather mean like sometimes you just have to let go of that pressure to always make it about you, or to always look for the problem in you. Sometimes people will be rude to you without any of your fault. You get me? So, and I, as a people pleaser, I would always look for the problem in me first, then in others, but I had to realize that some people, they do not feel comfortable with themselves, and so they kind of, I don't know, they make it about other people first, and they would be rude to other people for the sake of that, or just, yeah, like process it on other people, their own negative feelings or whatever. So it's not always about you, and that is a good thing. Yeah. So number 9. 9, 9, 9, 9. Number 9 is, you don't always have to be okay. It's okay not to be okay, and you can have bad days. You're allowed to have bad days, bad weeks, a bad phase in your life, a bad time, whatever it might be for you, but you don't always have to be happy, smiling, shining, thriving, I don't know what. You know, life is hard, life is complicated, and life will throw things at you that you have to process and just, you know, kind of face your challenges and all of that and your fears. And you don't have to be okay like all of the time. And don't be so hard on yourself if you're really like not feeling it. It's okay to just stay in bed all day. That's what I wanted to say. You don't always have to be happy and, you know, outgoing, whatever. Sometimes we just don't feel our best, and that's totally fine. So that was number 9. Then we come to point number 10. 10, 10, 10. And number 10 is about eating intuitively. This is something I just found out for myself, that would be the right thing for me to do with my, you know, nutrition, with my eating habits. I faced some issues with eating, and I almost developed an eating disorder when I was younger. And I was always in a bad relationship with food and all of that, you know. But thankfully, I found my way back to being in a healthy relationship with food, like on a healthy note. And I started to eat intuitively, and it helped me out so much. I actually even lost weight doing that. Something I could not guys being on diets and all that, you know, see the difference. So it doesn't have to work for you, but I think it's something that everyone can try out. Maybe, I don't know. Since I started doing it, I just, you know, I listen more to my body. I find out by listening to it what it needs, and I try to give it to it. By the way, that is my stomach answering. But yeah, eating intuitively, it definitely was something that helped me so much. To this day, it still helped me. Oh, like it still helps me. Okay. Okay. Number 11 is funny because we were just talking about my gut. And it's about, let me just, I don't have more fingers than them, but I'm just gonna write it like that. So 11. Listen to your gut. It's mostly right. And well, I know it's sometimes hard to make decisions like with listening to your gut. Most of the time in my life, I recognized that would be the right decision, you know. Sometimes you do it with your head, but for very important decisions, I would say just trust yourself, trust your intuition, and trust your feeling. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Okay. What's the next one? Oh yeah, number 12. Number 12. 12. Okay, that is something about, I would say, it's mostly about relationships, but it could also be for like friendships, family, your job, everything. So anxiety, a lot of fear about the unknown or things that I've never tried. You know, always overthinking, like what would people think about me if I did it wrong or something. I would always just be afraid to kind of get into an embarrassing situation or something. But I want to be more pushing myself to like get into these situations, because I've learned that most of the time it will be okay, and I will be happy and proud that I went through it and I was brave enough to do it. And yeah, that's just something that really helped me to find more self-confidence and trusting myself to like see, okay, I can do this. So that was that. And number 15 means, like says, you will never regret doing sports afterwards. I've never ever regretted a workout after doing it in my life. And it's just something also very important, because sometimes you're not too motivated to do sports, but if you push yourself to do it, you won't regret it. But I regretted not doing it. So that's the difference. Yeah. Number 16. It's just something that I also discovered for myself to be a very important part in my life that helped me through so much, and that is being out in nature as much as possible, because it helps me so much to just kind of, I don't know how to say, to like unwind maybe, or being centered, being with myself. Kind of like nature helps me to find back to myself, to be in awe with the beauty of our earth, and just, you know, fresh air, oxygen, being in the woods especially, or in the mountains. It's just something for a lot of Austrians that we cherish a lot, and it's, you know, it has shown to be helpful for health and all of that, and I just noted it with myself. I'm always happy being outside. I always have to kind of motivate me to do so, but in the end I'm just so grateful for the moments that I could spend outside in nature. It's just something so beautiful and essential for my life, and yeah, it's very important for me. So I've learned through the years that being outside more often helps me also with my mental health and all of that. Yes. Okay, then number 17 is it is okay to not always be available. So if you want to take some time off for yourself without, you know, being available for other people, like online or something, that is more than somehow got back into reading, which I'm so grateful for. You know, I always, even in my childhood or my youth, I liked reading, but I did not really do it that much. And especially after, you know, being out of school and all of that, I did not really find my way back to that anymore. But now I did, and I'm so grateful for that new opportunity, because it's, you know, it's just good for my heart, my mental health, and just, I don't think reading is anything negative. So relationship, it would be better to like talk it out. Maybe you have to wait and give yourself a little time without, you know, just going in circles around the same topic, but after some time you may be able to come back to it and talk it out, and then you would have like a conclusion, or yeah, just find a solution for the people that are like invested, if that makes any sense. That was a long one. Okay, and then 23. It's something that I learned, especially in the past 2 years, or like the past year. Yeah, the past 2 years, like since going to therapy. What I found out are the two most important things in relationships. Again, can be romantic, friends, or family. The two most important things are acceptance and understanding. So you have to accept the other person the way they are, you know, with all their flaws and just the way that they are, and things they cannot really do something about it because it's just their personality. And number two, understanding is, you know, just kind of try to put yourself in the position of the other person without judging, and just try to understand where they're coming from. And when both parties can do that, or are able to do that, then you can move on and you can just bring or give each other the respect that you deserve. You know, always try to give each other respect is obviously the most important thing. But with acceptance and understanding, you are respectful to each other, because you don't always try to force your opinion on somebody. You try to understand why they do have a different opinion, or why they act like they do, why they kind of behave the way they do. So a lot of times this can help, and it definitely helped me in my relationship. Alrighty then, so yeah. Number 24. Also, by the way, sorry for the background noise. I'm sitting by the window and it may be a little bit disturbing, but hopefully not too bothering. So number 24 is, you cannot help all people who do not want to help themselves. And this is something, you know, this is something that I've also had to learn, because sometimes you can see that people need help, but you cannot force anybody to get help if they do not want to get help. And a lot of times you just have to kind of let go of that and focus on yourself, because if the people do not want any help, you cannot force it on them, you know. You can just try and talk to them, but you cannot make them get help if they're not ready for it themselves. Yes, can be hurtful, of course, but that's just something I had to discover. Okay, so 25, almost done, you guys, almost done. 25 is buy intuitively, because was in the risk of developing that kind of addiction with, like, you know, shopping so much and all of that. But I'm trying to do better this year. It's one of my main goals. And buying intuitively, it helps me with that, you know. I've learned that you just have to kind of try and see, what do I really want to buy for myself, or what do I really need or something. Yeah, so that helps with that. But it's definitely a hard one for me. Okay. So the next number is 26. 26. And that is, you do not have to please everybody out there. I think this is also one of the most important ones for sure, because it's something that especially young people, they would have, or it would take them long to accept that some people just won't like you, you know. There will always be people that will not like you. And it's just very hard to accept it, I feel, but I have a hard time with that. But it's just something so important to, like, see. It's not bad if not everybody out there likes me, you know. This is of course also something coming from the people pleasing in me, because it's so hard to, like, you know, deal with that. But it's something that you have to accept to move on in life, because there will be people that will not like what you do, how you look, who you are, anything like that. And people will criticize you, and you have to kind of get on with it. Yeah. And then the last thing that I've learned in 27 years of life, number 27, is don't always be too serious. Have fun. I know it sounds so easy, and sometimes it's really hard, but it's something that I've learned, you know. I might not seem like it, but sometimes I really am into my feelings and into my thoughts, or like in my thoughts. So I really am spiraling down with the overthinking part and the negative thoughts. They come overflowing me and all of that, and it's a little bit overwhelming. But like, then I just decide for myself, I want to have fun, I want to be outgoing, I want to do something that I like, and that brings me into a better mood, and I just want to bring some lightness into my life, you know. It's just also something we must not forget about. Like, having fun and loving is something so healthy for us, and it can make so much better. And if we're facing a difficult time in our lives, you know, having a little fun from time to time, it may be a lifesaver for sure. So try to find things that bring you joy in your life, and it will help you to, you know, get through phases in life that aren't too easy, or where you feel lost and just, yeah, sad, upset, anything. But having fun and loving is just something so precious, and I really, really need more of that in my life. So yeah, next steps, but I just want to cherish that time as much as I can, like the remaining years of my 20s, being present, enjoying life, having fun, and just being here with you guys, and yeah, doing something that I love. For example, filming and creating content for you and interacting with you. You bring me so much joy, and yeah, it was so fun doing this for you or with you. So I hope you enjoyed it as well. And let me know in the comments down below if you want to see this kind of format next year for my 28